The purpose of this video is to provide an overview of functions in the Alice Interactive Development environment. This environment supports the creation of a virtual world, a scene with actors and props, and a program, the script for the story or game being built. Alice built-in functions are some of the fundamental building blocks for creating Alice programs. To demonstrate the implementation of functions, we will use this underwater scene with, among other props, a treasure chest and a blue tang as our character. In this simple project, we will write instructions to have the blue tang explore the treasure chest. The code editor has 4 different panels: the camera view, the editor, the methods panel, and the controls panel. For more on the components of the code editor, watch the code editor overview video. The methods panel contains the tiles which are placed in the editor for the creation of the program code. In this video, we will focus on the functions tab of the methods panel. Functions can generally be described as methods that ask a question or compute a value. The Functions tab will display the methods available for the object selected in the drop-down menu found at the top of the Methods panel. The Objects menu allows the programmer to choose which object they wish to give directions to. This menu displays all the objects currently available to the programmer based on what objects have been added to the scene. It should be noted that the keyword "this" refers to the scene object. Different objects may have different functional methods available to them. The camera will have functions that the scene object does not have, and the blue tang will have functions that the camera does not have. The code editor provides a drag-and-drop environment where procedure and control tiles are dragged into the edit space to create instructions that compose a program. For example, select the blue tang from the Object menu. Click on the Procedures tab and drag the procedure turned to face into the editor. Select Treasure Chest as the argument to the procedure. When we click on Run, we see the blue tang turn toward the treasure chest. Close the Runtime window and click on the Functions tab in the Methods panel. Functions, however, are not standalone instructions. Rather, functions are expressions that return values that will be used by procedures and control structures in a program. In our project, we have already added a procedure that will have the blue tang turn to face the treasure chest. We make sure that we have selected the blue tang in the Objects menu and clicked on the Procedures tab in the Methods panel, and then drag a Move Procedure tile into the editor. We want the blue tang to move forward, but we do not know how far the blue tang is from the treasure chest. So at this time we just select a placeholder value. When you implement a new procedure, all required arguments must be filled. You will find you often fill procedures with placeholders that you will replace later with other values, functions, or variables. Click on the Run button to test your code. The blue tang does face the chest and move towards it the placeholder value distance. But here it does not reach the chest. We could guess at the distance, trying different values, or we could use a function to tell us the distance between 2 objects. By using the getDistanceTo function, we can request this data from the program and have that value inserted into the move function. Find the getDistanceTo function in the list of functions and start to drag it into the editor. Notice the distance placeholder value of the move statement is highlighted, with a black box around it. This is because functions return specific types of information. Functions can only be used in those places appropriate for the information they return. Alice will indicate all the possible places they can be used. You will not be able to place a function inappropriately. Replace the highlighted placeholder value in the move instruction with the getDistanceTo function by dropping the function on that placeholder value. As with procedures, Alice will require that you select values from drop-down menus to fill any required arguments to complete the statement. In this case, select Treasure Chest from the list of objects that appear in the drop-down menu to complete the expression. Click on the Run button to test your code. The blue tang does face and move the full distance into the chest by using the function call to determine that distance. The full list of functions in the tab may be organized either by category, alphabetically, or return type. Return type refers to the kind of information the function generates. Does it return a true-false value, which is a Boolean, a decimal number or a whole number, a text string, and so on. The different categories for the functions include appearance and size, referring to properties of the selected character or prop. Prompt user functions will allow the program to ask the user to provide information from the keyboard for more interactive programs. This is covered in more detail in other videos. Position functions provide information about an object's location in the scene, either its distance from other objects as we have seen, or where it is in relationship to other objects. Other functions provide other useful information about the properties of an object, or its relationship to other objects. Finally, there are functions that return the various joints of an object. Access to these joints is used primarily to animate parts of a character or object. Other videos and tutorials will explore many of these functions in more detail.